what went right and what went wrong?
Yeah, I think there are a number of positives. I love the way we started. The first half obviously was, we moved the football, put up a bunch of points, and was how I see our offense being. I thought we did a nice job taking care of the football. The second game in a row, 0 turnovers. We had the 1 sack that was just on the quarterback. So I think the offensive line and the offense is doing a nice job with that, avoiding some of the negative plays. In the second half, just very disappointed. I know that I felt like the first 3 drives, we moved the ball with those drives, and we had 3 penalties. We had the offensive pass interference by Hodge. We had a hold by our center, and then we had a jumped off sides on a critical 4th and 4 where we actually hit Colby on the conversion. All those series would have moved us into the red zone. I think we get some points from that. So it was pretty frustrating to come back Sunday and watch that film. You see how close we were to being able to kind of push through and being able to finish that game.
Was the second half, when you watched the video again, did it look like it was a team type thing where there were a lot of breakdowns throughout?
Yeah.
Or was there one position group that just didn't do the
No,
job?
I think it was collective, and we watched a few clips as a whole offense and showed them that it was like, gosh, this is just to be able to go on the road and finish games like that. We just can't have those mistakes. We've got to execute at a higher level. We can't have the penalties, and we did those things down the stretch, and it ended up killing us. The defense gave us some opportunities with the turnover to go down in the red zone, and then we had the 2-minute drive to go win the game, and we couldn't get it done.
Coach Smith said yesterday, that some of the fundamentals on both sides of the ball were lost in that second half, but particularly, the offensive side. What can you kind of point to as why that happened with a group that's pretty largely experienced?
I wish I knew the answer to that. I think we've just been preaching to those guys, hey, when you get into critical situations, you've got to fall back to your fundamentals and your training, and it just was across the board. On offense, we were undisciplined with some penalties, and we weren't able to execute some of our core concepts that we've been repping since the day we got here, which was very frustrating. So I think we've told the guys you got to go back to work and we've got to clean up the details.
Jake seemed to have a good first half, but obviously not a good second half. What
Yeah.
was the difference?
I think there were some things. I think he got hit a little bit, during the second half, and then I think he started pressing a little bit. It got frustrating those first 3 drives because it was like, man, we were moving it and he was doing some things, and then the penalties really forced us back. And so I think he was pressing a little bit, maybe those last couple drives, and got away from just maybe taking what the defense gave him and going through some of his base progressions. But I think he was pretty frustrated with his performance a little bit in the second half, and looking for him to bounce back this week.
Do you worry about him locking in too much on Isaiah and not checking down?
A little bit of that, and I think there's some good in that, where Hodge is someone that he relies on. He's got those guys have got some great timing, but at the same time, when they take Hodge away, or sometimes Hodge is the number 3, guy in the progression, and he's passing by 1 or 2 to get to him. Mm-hmm. Those are some of the things that he's got to trust what the defense has given him and make that play, and that happened a couple times.
Noah's had a few drops in the first 2 games. How do you work a guy out of that?
I think he practice timing with the QBs, and we rep the plays that he's getting. We do route timing, and they work after practice on it on their own all the time, and he gets in the jugs machine, and Noah's a good player, so I know that he's a couple drops that are, I think, uncharacteristic of him, and I don't foresee that issue continuing.
After seeing all 3 guys against Oklahoma State, largely Artavis and Jamar against Hawaii, is that kind of what you guys are trending towards? And then, is it possible you guys just want to spell Jamar with Artavis and kind of work out a reasonable rough idea for carries between those 2?
Yeah, we the first week we kind of looked at it and we felt like, hey, we wanted to get Jamar a little bit more of a rhythm. We felt like he was in there and then he was out, and he just wasn't able to get a feel for how the defense was playing some of our run schemes. So I thought it was good. I thought we got him going. That was one of the positives. I mean, we got him rolling, and then yeah, I think when he got tired, or we have some certain schemes that we really like Artavis on, we get him in there and feel really confident. I told you with really all three of those guys, and we'd like to continue to find ways to get BJ on the field, but we don't want it to take away from the rhythm of Jamar or AP.
When you reflected on the plays you called, did you feel like there were any that you would have back, or did you feel like what you gave them was a pretty good mix of what you want?
Yeah, I think every game as a coordinator, you're going to go back and go, man, I wish I would have gotten to this in this situation. So there were some things maybe I think we could have called a little bit differently, but. No, I think the bottom line is shoot, we had opportunities in those plays that were called. If the guys saw on film that those guys we got to go execute the plays that were called, and there were opportunities out there that we did not execute.
Jonathan mentioned yesterday that the second half, some of the blocking was there in the first half that wasn't there in the second half of the run game. Is that what you saw on video?
Yeah, and it was like. We at halftime we really said, man, we're really running the ball well, and we want to continue to do that. And I almost felt like up there that it was like we were almost relied on the run a little bit too much in the second half, and wanted to get some more pass stuff going, because they were loading up and doing a little bit, giving us some different looks up there to take away the run, because we ran it on them really well in the first half. But we came out with the intention of continuing to establish the run, and shoot, I think Jamar ended up with 30 plus carries, but trying to mix it up, and then we've got as an offense be able to complement
Coach, what can you tell us?
Take advantage of, and when they're doing some stuff, take away the run game, we've got to be able to make them pay in the pass, and we just weren't.
What can you tell us then about Cal Poly's defense, what you're facing?
I think the challenge this week, I really think is, their offense gets on the field, and we're telling our guys you might not get a lot of possessions. I mean, they like to, they really control the time of possession, and we've got to be really efficient on offense, and take advantage every time that we touch the ball, take care of the football. You saw it in the Army-Michigan game, kind of what happened there. They turned it over a couple times in the first half, and that thing is right there at the end of the game. So I think we've got to be really efficient and do a nice job of taking care of the ball, and starting fast for us would be huge.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yep.